Right now, the Senate has begun voting on a procedural motion to begin final debate on the $1.5 trillion Republican tax bill. Check out our live vote counter to see how it played out. The House approved the most sweeping tax rewrite in decades along party lines, with lawmakers voting 227 to 203. The action has now moved to the Senate, which is expected to vote on the bill, possibly on Tuesday evening. President Trump is expected to sign the bill into law by Christmas. The House on Tuesday approved the most sweeping tax overhaul in decades, voting along party lines to enact deep and permanent tax cuts for corporations and temporary cuts for individuals. The vote puts Republicans one Senate vote and one presidential signature away from their first significant legislative achievement. The Senate is expected to approve the $1.5 trillion tax bill on Tuesday night or Wednesday, clearing the way for President Trump to sign it into law by Christmas. House Speaker Paul D. Ryan of Wisconsin, speaking on the House floor, called the vote a turning point, saying, "This is our chance, this is our moment." When the bill passed the House, a giddy Mr. Ryan smiled broadly and banged the gavel with force as he declared victory. Passage of the bill came over the strenuous objections of Democrats in both the House and the Senate, who have accused Republicans of giving a gift to corporations and the wealthy and driving up the federal debt in the process. The final vote tally can be found here. 12 House Republicans also voted no on the bill, including lawmakers from high-tax states like New York, New Jersey, and California. Under the bill approved by the House, the corporate tax rate would be cut to 21%, from the current 35%, a move that Republicans are betting will increase economic growth. Individuals would also see tax cuts, including a top rate of 37%, down from 39.6%. But the individual tax cuts would expire after 2025, a step that Republicans took to comply with budget rules that allow them to pass the tax overhaul using a simple majority, and without Democratic votes. Republicans in Congress moved with remarkable speed to enact the biggest tax overhaul since 1986, unveiling legislation to rewrite the tax code, marshalling support for their effort and devising a compromise between the House and Senate in under 2 months. Their success was a stark contrast with their effort this year to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, a quest that was encumbered by internal divisions among Republicans and ultimately ended in humiliating failure. And it gives Mr. Trump a big accomplishment as the first year of his presidency nears an end. The day Republicans have been anxiously awaiting is here as they begin moving their $1.5 trillion legislation to final votes in the House and Senate. Now that the House has voted, the action moves to the Senate, which has a much narrower majority of just 52 to 48. The bill is expected to pass the Senate along party lines as well, and Republicans scored 2 significant wins on Monday when Senators Mike Lee of Utah and Susan Collins of Maine said they would back the bill. With Bob Corker of Tennessee also on board, the tax overhaul appears headed to passage, even without the vote of Senator John McCain, the Arizona Republican who has returned home to receive medical treatment.